Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our channel, Digital Future AI School. Kindly subscribe our channel, like, and share with friends. This is the episode 17 and chapter 17 of the book, AI, Your Smartest Partner in Life and Work, written by Mr. Zahir Ahmad Mir. Today, we are undertaking a critical deep dive into a topic that is just fundamentally reshaping everything we thought we knew about power, about wealth, and, well, global control.
It really is.
We're talking about AI, national power, and global geopolitics. And this isn't just another tech trend we're discussing.
No, not at all. This is a civilizational inflection point.
Exactly. And the central thesis of the source material we're looking at today is it's provocative. It's stark.
It is.
It says that AI is no longer just a technology. It's the new foundation of national power.
Right. And it supersedes everything that came before.
Everything. Historical markers like, control over oil fields, overwhelming industrial might, even the sheer size of an army or a nuclear arsenal.
According to this analysis, it's the ultimate strategic asset of the 21st century, period.
And that's a huge claim to unpack.
It's an enormous claim, and that's the high-stakes reality we have to confront today. Our mission, really, is to meticulously unpack it.
Go beyond the buzzwords.
Precisely. We need to get into the mechanics of it. How did artificial intelligence go from, a computational tool in a lab to a strategic weapon?
And a massive economic engine.
And the single defining force of global leadership. I mean, the core geopolitical reality the author lays out is it's really uncompromising. It's simple.
Master AI or fall behind.
Master AI at a national level, or you will inevitably be left behind, relegated to the sidelines of the global order.
Okay, so let's start with that historical shift, because I think context is absolutely everything here.
It is.
For centuries, power was defined by what you could physically control or destroy, right? You look back, the 17th century was about land, huge armies.
Mm.
Then in the 19th and 20th centuries, power shifted to industrial capacity. Who could build the most steel, the most cars, the most weapons?
And of course, oil. Control of natural resources, primarily oil, just dominated the 20th century.
It absolutely did. And then, post-World War II, the ultimate strategic weight belonged to nuclear weapons.
Right, guaranteeing mutual destruction, but also a strange kind of strategic security.
A very strange kind of security. And that security, which was based on physical deterrence, really defined the last 50-plus years.
It did, but the source material we're looking at, it draws a sharp, almost a violent line between that old physical world and this new AI era.
It's a complete break.
It is. We used to measure a nation's strength in, tons of steel. Barrels of oil.
Right.
Now, the assets that define national power are completely different. Well, they're digital, they're intangible, and they can scale in ways that physical assets never, ever could.
So we're really talking about the new currency of global dominance.
Yes.
It's not about geography anymore.
No.
It's about controlling information and computation.
Precisely. Power now flows from, I'd say, two primary sources. First, you have the data and the algorithms that process it.
So the ability to actually understand and predict the world better than anyone else.
Better than any human or any group of humans. And second, and this is crucial, it's the computing infrastructure.
The hardware.
The hardware. We mean access to the massive specialized hardware, the GPU clusters, the advanced data centers, and the entire supply chain that builds them. A nation's power is now directly correlated to its chip count and its data repositories.
And we can't forget the human element in this. The source really emphasizes digital talent.
Oh, absolutely.
Having the smartest people who can build these systems, manage them, secure them, that's the ultimate intellectual capital.
They are the modern-day engineers of state power. There's no other way to put it.
Which leads us to this concept of technological sovereignty.
A term we're going to hear a lot more of. It isn't just a buzzword, it's a strategic necessity now.
So what does sovereignty mean in this context?
It means a nation's ability to control its own AI-driven industries, its own data flows, and its own foundational technology stack.
The operating systems, the chips, the base models.
All of it, without being totally dependent on foreign powers, especially rivals. Because reliance on external tech means external control.
And that's a fatal vulnerability in this new era.
It's like the difference between leasing a car and owning the factory that builds the car. A perfect analogy.
Right.
And so the source elevates AI into multiple strategic roles at the same time. It's not a niche research area anymore. It's a national security priority driving defense.
It's an economic accelerator that dictates prosperity.
And, most critically, it's a geopolitical weapon. a tool used to exert influence, to shape narratives, and to drive global leadership.
So the message is pretty clear.
Unequivocal. Nations that invest aggressively and strategically in sovereign AI capabilities now are the ones who will write the rules for the next century.
Which brings us to what is maybe the most provocative claim in the whole chapter, the aha moment that really forces you to redefine power itself.
I know which one you mean.
The comparison between AI and nuclear weapons.
Hmm.
The source just states it flatly. AI is more powerful than nuclear weapons.
Which sounds, on the face of it, like hyperbole.
It sounds like a massive exaggeration.
Yeah.
I mean, nukes embody ultimate catastrophic destruction, the power to end civilizations. How can a piece of software possibly be a greater force?
But the argument isn't about raw destructive power. The source offers three philosophical distinctions that move the conversation beyond that.
Okay.
And what's truly fascinating here is the shift in the goal. It's moved from the goal of just warfare to the goal of total strategic advantage.
A different objective entirely.
Completely. The first and most critical difference is this distinction between destruction versus control.
Okay, destruction versus control.
Nuclear weapons are designed to destroy. They destroy cities, armies, resources. Their main function is deterrence, a promise of retaliation.
Right. Don't attack me or we all go down.
Exactly. But AI, in sharp contrast, is fundamentally designed to control. It controls data, infrastructure, information flows, logistics, even behavior.
So a nation controlled by AI is a nation that's been neutralized without a single shot fired.
Without a missile ever leaving its silo. Destruction forces compliance through the fear of annihilation. But control. Control molds behavior, policy, even belief without any overt conflict.
That's a chilling thought.
It is. And that leads directly to the second distinction, deterrence versus dominance.
Okay.
Nuclear strength, especially during the Cold War, it created deterrence. It was a stalemate, right? Neither side could risk an attack.
A necessary evil, in a way.
You could say that. But AI strength is an active force. It creates dominance. It allows one nation to gain a decisive, overwhelming, and potentially irreversible advantage in everything.
Military intelligence, economic planning, drug discovery.
All of it. The goal isn't mutual safety. The goal is to win.
And the third distinction, which I think is the one that really helps you grasp the scale of this, is limitation versus penetration.
This is the key.
Nuclear power is inherently limited. It's a tool of last resort. It sits in a silo. It's part of military policy and high-stakes diplomacy.
Right. You don't use nuclear policy to decide your crop yields.
Exactly. But AI power is considered unlimited because of its pervasive nature. It penetrates, it influences, it runs every part of society all at the same time.
And that penetration is the strategic key. It's the key to understanding the sheer scale of potential AI dominance. We're not just talking about smarter targeting systems for missiles. That's the easy part to imagine.
That's just scratching the surface.
The source details this incredibly broad societal reach that I think few people truly comprehend yet. Think about the entire economic apparatus. Finance, manufacturing, supply chains.
Critical infrastructure, energy grids, water, telecommunications.
All of it. Then you ship to public services. Education, healthcare, urban planning, all run on AI optimization.
But the most powerful influence, the really subtle killer, is AI's capacity to control media, public opinion, and elections.
That's the end game.
I mean, if a technology can seamlessly shape what your citizens believe, who they vote for, and how the entire economy functions, without ever needing a visible show of force, it's just fundamentally a more powerful tool for global control than any single weapon.
It acts not as an external weapon, but as the foundational operating system of society itself.
The operating system. That's a great way to put it.
To use that earlier analogy, nuclear weapons are a hammer, a single-purpose tool for demolition. AI is the air, the electricity, the fundamental code that lets the whole building function.
And if a rival nation controls your power grid, your banking system, and the information your public consumes,
they control the nation, regardless of its military strength. And that realization, that is what has kicked off the most intense global arms race in human history.
which is the perfect transition to our next section, the global AI race. This isn't a future conflict. It's happening right now.
It's a technological arms race with geopolitical stakes, and the next world order absolutely depends on who pulls ahead.
The source material identifies 4 main blocks, each with its own distinct strengths and weaknesses.
Let's start with the one at the front of the pack, at least commercially and theoretically.
The United States. Their strength isn't in top-down state planning.
No, it's in the power of these large, privately funded foundational models and the integrated tech giants.
We're talking about companies like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic.
The ones driving the cutting edge of large general AI models, they are setting the pace for what is even technologically possible right now.
But the U.S. has a kind of strategic choke point, which is also their greatest strength.
The hardware dominance, you mean NVIDIA?
Exactly. NVIDIA controls the GPU supply, the specialized chips that are the literal engine room you need for training these massive AI models.
You can't train the next generation of general intelligence without their hardware. It's that simple.
And that dependency makes the U.S. tech stack the default global architecture. And then you have giants like Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, who ensure that AI is deployed instantly across a huge range of applications all over the world.
A very powerful position to be in.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Now, the second major block, China. Their approach is almost the mirror image.
It's characterized by these massive, centralized, state-backed initiatives. Yes, they have their own corporate giants. Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, SenseTime.
But the coordination, the strategic direction, a lot of the funding, yeah, it comes directly from the top.
And that allows for incredibly rapid deployment of massive compute infrastructure on a national scale.
Their strength is that scale and that centralized control.
It is. They have access to immense amounts of data, the fuel for AI, and their centralized strategy just cuts through the bureaucratic friction you sometimes see in Western market-driven systems.
So they can identify a strategic technology and just pour resources into it.
And achieve parity or even superiority very quickly. They're focusing particularly on applications in surveillance, smart manufacturing, and of course, military modernization.
Okay, so let's move west to the European Union. Their strategy is, again, quite different.
It is. They are, you could say, a little behind the US and China in raw foundational model research and chip design.
But they've been very strategic in another area.
Regulatory leadership. The EU AI Act is a prime example. They are defining the global rules of the road for ethical use, for risk categorization, for data governance.
Which gives them significant soft power.
It does, because it forces non-EU companies that want to operate in their massive market to comply with their rules. And beyond that, their traditional strengths in industry are being leveraged.
Right. Industrial AI, robotics, automotive AI.
They're becoming leaders in implementing AI in these established high-value sectors.
And finally, the source highlights the emerging powerhouses, India and Singapore.
These nations represent a more agile, targeted investment strategy. Singapore, because of its size, is focusing on becoming a hyper-efficient hub for AI talent and finance.
And India is leveraging its scale and its demographics.
A vast, young, tech-savvy population and these really aggressive, government-led digitalization efforts. They're entering the race not necessarily by building the biggest models, but by being massive consumers, implementers, and exporters of AI services and talent.
Their potential is in their ability to scale digital solutions to 1 billion people.
It's a huge advantage.
So if this is a global rivalry, what are the key strategic assets being fought over? The things that will decide who defines the next world order.
There are 5 core items. First, and maybe most important, is chip manufacturing. Who controls the fabrication plants?
The fabs.
The fabs. Specifically, the advanced lithography techniques you need for cutting-edge GPUs and CPUs. This is the physical bedrock of AI.
If you don't have sovereign access here, you are strategically exposed.
Totally. Second is AI model dominance. Who owns the most capable general-purpose AI models? The ones that can write code, analyze global trends, discover new science.
If you own the platform, you dictate the terms for everyone else.
Exactly. Third is the compute supply chain. This isn't just making the chips. It's having the energy, the cooling, the server capacity, the sheer infrastructure to train and run these massive models.
This requires huge capital investment.
And sustainable energy. Fourth, maybe the cheapest input, but the most critical, is data access.
The fuel.
The fuel. The proprietary, high-quality data sets used to train and refine these models. The nation with the largest, most diverse, cleanest data source will have an unbeatable advantage.
And finally,
talent acquisition. The global struggle to attract, retain, and cultivate the best AI researchers, engineers, and ethicists.
So these 5 points, chips, models, compute, data, and talent, they define the entire strategic landscape.
It's a rivalry that has shifted completely from traditional military might to the mastery of semiconductors and data flows.
And nowhere is that transformation more obvious than in the military sphere. Let's move to AI at the heart of modern militaries.
The source material is, again, unequivocal here. AI is fundamentally redefining military strategy. It's becoming the backbone of modern defense.
And this is not just an upgrade like a better tank or faster jet. It's a complete systemic overhaul.
That's right. When the source is backbone, it's talking about a level of speed and precision that humans simply cannot replicate. The most visible example is the rise of autonomous systems.
So we're moving past the remotely piloted drones we see on the news.
Way past that. We're entering the age of self-guided, fully autonomous vehicles and sophisticated swarm coordination.
Tell us more about swarm coordination. How is an AI swarm different from just a large group of missiles?
The difference is exponential. A human commander can maybe coordinate a dozen assets at once. An AI can coordinate hundreds, even thousands, of cheap, interconnected drones or vehicles in real time.
So you can have these distributed high-precision strikes.
Or overwhelming saturation attacks where losing a few units doesn't matter to the mission's success. These swarms can execute maneuvers that are too fast and too complex for a human enemy to even track, let alone respond to.
And that precision must rely heavily on the next application: surveillance and intelligence.
It has to. AI is the only tool capable of sifting through the petabytes of global information created every single hour.
It's impossible for a human.
Impossible. Imagine real-time facial recognition and object identification across global satellite networks. AI powers predictive threat analysis, which moves defense from being reactive to being proactive.
So it doesn't just tell you where the enemy is.
It predicts where the enemy will be and what they intend to do based on analyzing logistics, communications, and past behavior. This gives commanders actionable intelligence in seconds that used to take teams of analysts weeks to produce.
And that speed feeds directly into the domain of cyber warfare,
Where AI has a crucial dual role. Defensively, human analysts are just too slow to stop sophisticated automated attacks. AI can detect hacking attempts, spot espionage, and isolate threats in real time before they spread.
which is essential for protecting critical infrastructure.
Absolutely. But on offense, the capability is terrifying.
Right.
An AI can launch automated, customized intrusion campaigns. It can find zero-day exploits and deploy them against a rival's network in minutes, adapting its strategy on the fly.
It makes the cyber domain the ultimate asymmetric battlefield.
It does. And then you see AI powering physical robotics on a massive scale. The source mentions autonomous tanks, unmanned submarines that can patrol for months without risking human life.
Battlefield robots for reconnaissance and logistics.
Exactly. It completely changes the calculus of attrition and manpower.
But I think the most profound strategic application is in decision support systems.
Yeah.
This is where AI moves beyond the hardware and gets inside the mind of military leadership.
This is AI giving commanders what the source calls superhuman situational awareness.
Superhuman.
The AI ingests everything: enemy movements, logistics, weather, battle scenarios, analyzes it all instantly, and offers optimized strategies and predictive outcomes.
It fundamentally shrinks the OD loop.
It crushes the OD loop: observe, orient, decide, act. The AI-enhanced force makes better decisions faster. In modern war, the side that completes that loop faster wins. AI guarantees that speed.
So AI guarantees security and military dominance.
Right.
But a nation can't survive on security alone. It needs prosperity.
All right.
Let's shift our focus to AI as the engine of future wealth. We're not talking about a small boost here, are we?
Not at all. This is a revolutionary re-engineering of how wealth is generated. It's about creating massive new wealth through efficiency gains we've never seen before and creating entirely new markets.
So what's the core mechanism here?
It's a revolutionary boost in productivity and cost reduction. Take manufacturing. AI optimizes supply chains instantly, predicting demand, ensuring just-in-time delivery, minimizing waste.
And predictive maintenance on factory equipment.
Exactly. It ensures machines fail less often, which dramatically reduces costly downtime.
Or think about agriculture, which is so vital for many nations.
AI can use satellite imagery and sensor data to optimize everything: crop health, hyperlocal weather prediction, smart irrigation that conserves water.
Fertilizer optimization.
The yield increases dramatically while resource consumption plummets. It's a total game changer.
Then there's the acceleration of scientific discovery itself.
Which is maybe the biggest long-term economic driver.
Yeah.
AI can sift through decades of research, clinical trial data, material properties at speeds impossible for human teams.
So it accelerates drug discovery, materials science.
It opens up entirely new, high-value markets for the nation that gets there first.
Okay, this is where we need to pause and just absorb a concrete number from the source because it really shows the scale of what we're talking about.
The McKinsey estimate.
The McKinsey estimate. AI is projected to add a staggering $20 trillion to the global economy by 2030.
$20 trillion.
That isn't just a forecast. That is the new economic reality. And any nation not capturing a significant piece of that is, by definition, falling behind.
The consequence of not adopting AI, as the text highlights, is much worse than just missing out on wealth.
It's economic collapse.
It is. We're
Yeah.
talking about massive structural unemployment because competitors are automating faster, industrial obsolescence, and a rapid accelerating brain drain.
Your brightest talent leaves for opportunities in AI-rich nations.
Of course they do. AI is no longer optional for modernization. It is essential for national economic survival.
And that immense economic and technological power inevitably reshapes the state itself, which leads us to the smart government era.
A nation with strong, efficient governance is just a more powerful global actor.
And governments have always struggled with inefficiency, bureaucracy, corruption.
And AI provides the tools to address these systemic failures directly. A smart government can use AI to eliminate corruption by analyzing financial flows and flagging anomalies in public spending in real time.
So it goes beyond a simple audit.
Far beyond. It creates complex models of normal financial behavior in government. When spending deviates from that model, the AI flags it immediately.
It also cuts down on bureaucratic delays.
Drastically. Automating routine services permits, licenses, social service claims, frees up human workers for complex problems, and just reduces the friction citizens feel when dealing with the state.
The source also mentions improved tax collection.
Through sophisticated data analysis, it ensures fairness, identifies non-compliance, and maximizes revenue without having to resort to costly, inefficient audits.
Beyond just administration, though, AI allows for truly proactive governance.
Moving beyond just reacting to problems, governments can analyze vast amounts of public data, social media trends, employment stats to forecast social problems before they happen.
Like predicting localized disease outbreaks.
Or identifying neighborhoods prone to crime spikes and managing the entire infrastructure of smart cities.
Traffic flow, utility grids, supply chains.
This creates more effective, more transparent, and crucially, more trusted governments. And when citizens trust the state, the nation is stronger and more stable.
Now this brings us to the global AI divide, the strategic challenge for the vast majority of nations that are not the US, China, or the EU.
A critical question: how do developing nations navigate this new reality?
The source material presents this very clear, high-stakes dichotomy. AI can either empower them, letting them leapfrog decades of industrialization.
Or it can push them further behind, creating a permanent, insurmountable gap.
So what happens if these nations just wait and see? What are the risks of inaction?
The source paints a very grim picture. First, they face economic irrelevance. As the developed world optimizes everything with AI, non-adopting nations just become globally uncompetitive.
No investment, no exports.
Which leads to widening inequality, both at home and on the world stage.
And then there's the risk of severe technological dependence.
This is a big one. If you don't develop your own compute or models, you're forced to use foreign platforms, American cloud services, Chinese surveillance tools, and that means you lose control over your own national data.
You lose your technological sovereignty.
You do. And finally, that accelerating brain drain we talked about. The best and brightest will not stay in a country that isn't investing in the future.
So the message is clear. Developing nations cannot afford to wait.
It's an existential race. To make this tangible, the source dedicates a whole section to a case study, AI and Pakistan.
A blueprint for how a developing nation can use AI to, quote, leapfrog decades of development.
This isn't just theory, it's a proposed model for a rapid digital transformation across 5 foundational sectors.
Let's break them down. The first area is governance reform.
We talked about this, but here the strategy is specific. The vision includes automated tax systems like the PacFiler.com vision to ensure compliance and broaden the tax base.
And digitizing land records to eliminate fraud.
And implementing AI-based policing and judicial reforms for faster, less corrupt justice. This builds immediate, tangible trust in the state.
The second area, education. A huge challenge for a nation with a large youth population.
AI offers a shortcut to quality that traditional infrastructure just can't provide. Imagine AI tutors, personalized for every single child, adapting to their learning pace.
regardless of whether they're in a city or a remote village.
Exactly. It bypasses the need for massive infrastructure investment and instantly raises national educational standards.
Third, and this is vital, is agriculture.
AI can fundamentally transform outdated farming. It's about precision agriculture using drones and satellites for crop monitoring, highly accurate weather prediction, smart irrigation,
Which can conserve huge amounts of water.
and optimizing fertilizer use. This ensures food security and turns subsistence farming into high-yield, sustainable production.
Fourth is healthcare. Access is a decades-long problem.
And AI is the solution for scalability. It provides instant diagnostic support AI analyzing X-rays and MRIs with the accuracy of a top specialist in a remote clinic. Telemedicine becomes a viable mass-market solution.
And fifth, the key to new national wealth, economy and employment.
This is the shift from exporting low-value goods to exporting high-value intellectual capital,
Fostering AI entrepreneurship.
and intentionally building a robust remote workforce that can export digital services globally, shifting the economic model away from low-value manufacturing.
So the conclusion from the source is that if a nation follows this coordinated vision, it could realistically become an AI-driven emerging superpower.
It shows that AI can be the great equalizer, not just a tool for the established leaders.
But potential requires execution, which brings us to the most critical part of this deep dive for any policymaker listening, the National Strategy Blueprint.
The 5 concrete, actionable steps any nation must take to succeed in this race.
The first step is foundational, national AI education.
This means integrating AI literacy from the ground up, compulsory AI subjects in schools,
And serious, specialized AI degrees at the university level.
and crucially, widespread vocational AI training to rapidly upskill the existing workforce. You can't win without a digitally competent population.
Second, the expensive part, national compute infrastructure.
This is the single most important strategic investment. Nations must build sovereign data centers. They must acquire massive GPU clusters. These are the non-negotiable engines for training your own models.
You have to secure sovereign cloud resources so national data stays within national borders.
Relying on foreign clouds for national secrets is a strategic disaster waiting to happen,
Third is AI talent development. You have to stem the brain drain.
which means aggressive scholarship programs. It means establishing world-class research labs that attract top international talent and give your local talent a reason to stay and work at the cutting edge.
Fourth, the economic engine, AI startup support.
Government strategy has to directly fuel innovation, provide seed funding and venture capital, offer serious tax incentives for AI companies, build incubation centers that provide mentorship and resources.
And finally, the guardrails, establishing legal and ethical frameworks.
Without these, rapid innovation can lead to social instability and a lack of public trust.
So comprehensive privacy laws, data governance policies.
And smart AI regulation that can define high-risk versus low-risk applications, guiding safe development without strangling innovation.
These 5 pillars, education, compute, talent, support, and frameworks, are the checklist for achieving technological sovereignty.
They're non-negotiable.
Before we wrap up, we have to circle back to one thing: AI's influence on culture and media. This is where that idea of control becomes less about hardware and more about public consciousness.
Right. The information sphere is now dominated by AI. It's operating subtly, constantly influencing public opinion through targeted content algorithms, influencing elections with micro-targeting.
In driving propaganda with believable synthetic media deepfakes.
It controls the flow of ideological influence and cultural storytelling.
And this is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, a nation can use it to build unity and strengthen its soft power.
But the potential for misuse is profoundly destabilizing. The source warns about massive manipulation, the spread of misinformation that blurs reality, and the severe polarization of society.
Which is why the ethical discussion is so vital.
It's absolutely non-negotiable.
And that brings us to the final point, the moral dimension. With this unprecedented power comes great responsibility.
The ethical mandate is clear. AI must be governed to prevent its dark side from winning. We have to prevent its misuse for oppression, guard against surveillance abuse, eliminate algorithmic bias, and prevent its unauthorized weaponization against citizens.
So nations have to make an intentional choice.
A choice for AI to serve humanity, to protect human rights, promote social justice, support equality, and advance knowledge. The power is immense, and the choice of how to wield it is a moral one, not just a technical one.
The systems of control must be accountable and transparent.
or the very foundation of this new power will become a source of national instability.
So after all of this, what does it all mean for you, the listener? We've covered everything from GPU clusters to ethics, from the chip war to a blueprint for a developing nation. And it all leads back to that ultimate stark truth.
Artificial intelligence has become the single defining force of national power in the 21st century. The countries that master AI, the ones who implement that five-point blueprint, will dominate global trade, lead scientific discovery, possess the most sophisticated military, and, crucially, they will shape information flows and control the future direction of the world.
The conclusion offered by the source material is the unavoidable geopolitical truth that every government, every business leader, every citizen has to consider.
Countries that ignore AI will inevitably be controlled by those who master it.
The stakes have never been higher. They define security, prosperity, and sovereignty itself.
And the key challenge for every nation isn't just how to gain this technological sovereignty, but how to ensure that the unprecedented power they acquire serves the moral mission of uplifting humanity rather than suppressing it. That strategic and ethical challenge. That is what defines the 21st century.
That is a powerful and necessary thought to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into AI, national power, and global geopolitics based on Chapter 17 of the book, AI, Your Smartest Partner in Life and Work.
We hope this comprehensive and detailed look at the new strategic landscape has provided you with the quick yet thorough knowledge and the aha moments you were seeking.
Join us next time as we explore the future of law, justice, and the legal profession in the age of AI.
Goodbye.